Buddy Hackett, born Leonard Hacker on August 31, 1924, in the bustling streets of Brooklyn, New York, was a man who seemed destined to make people laugh. From a young age, Hackett exhibited an uncanny ability to find humor in the everyday struggles of life, a talent that would eventually make him one of the most beloved comedians in America. His journey from the gritty neighborhoods of Brooklyn to the glittering lights of Hollywood is a tale of perseverance, talent, and an enduring love for making people smile. Growing up in a working-class Jewish family, Hackett's early years were far from glamorous. His father, an upholsterer, worked tirelessly to provide for the family, but money was always tight. The young Leonard often found himself turning to humor as a way to escape the hardships of his environment. Whether it was imitating the characters he saw on the streets or telling jokes to his friends, Hackett's comedic instincts were sharp from the start. Brooklyn in the 1920s and 30s was a melting pot of cultures and characters, and Hackett soaked it all in. The vibrant, sometimes chaotic energy of the city became a part of him, shaping his unique comedic style. As a teenager, he honed his craft by performing in local venues and entertaining his peers, always eager to elicit a laugh. His mother, Anna, was his biggest supporter, often encouraging his budding talent despite the family's financial struggles. After graduating from New Utrecht High School, Hackett's life took a dramatic turn when he was drafted into the U.S. Army during World War II. Serving in an anti-aircraft unit, Hackett was stationed in Europe, where the grim realities of war contrasted sharply with his natural inclination towards humor. Yet, even in the face of danger, Hackett found ways to keep his fellow soldiers' spirits high, telling jokes and performing impromptu skits. These experiences not only deepened his appreciation for life but also solidified his desire to pursue comedy as a career. Upon returning to New York after the war, Hackett threw himself into the world of stand-up comedy. The post-war era was a time of great change and optimism in America, and Hackett was ready to seize the opportunities that lay ahead. He began performing in nightclubs and the famed Borscht Belt resorts, where his sharp wit and distinctive voice quickly made him a crowd favorite. It wasn't long before the entertainment industry took notice. Hackett's big break came in the early 1950s when he began appearing on popular television shows like The Ed Sullivan Show and The Tonight Show. His performances were a breath of fresh air, blending physical comedy with quick-witted banter, and he soon became a household name. Audiences were drawn to his everyman persona, the lovable and sometimes bumbling character who always seemed to find himself in the most hilarious situations. By the late 1950s, Hollywood had come calling, and Hackett made the leap to the silver screen. His film career took off with roles in comedies that showcased his unique talent for blending humor with heart. In The Music Man, 1962, Hackett's portrayal of Marcellus Washburn, the charming sidekick, stole the show, and in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World, 1963, his role as Benji Benjamin became iconic. But it wasn't just his work in front of the camera that endeared Hackett to audiences, it was also his unmistakable voice. He brought characters to life in a way few could, and his voice work as Scuttle in Disney's The Little Mermaid, 1989, remains a beloved performance to this day. Hackett had a gift for making even the most outlandish characters feel real, injecting them with warmth, humor, and a touch of vulnerability. Behind the laughter, however, was a man who grappled with the complexities of fame and personal demons. Hackett was known for his big heart, but also for his fiery temper, a combination that sometimes made life difficult for those closest to him. His marriage to Sherry Dubois in 1955 was a cornerstone of his life, and together they had 3 children. However, the pressures of his career often kept Hackett away from home, straining his relationships with his family. Hackett's private struggles were largely kept out of the public eye, but those close to him knew of his battles with depression and anxiety. These were issues that many in the entertainment industry faced, but for Hackett, they were particularly poignant given his public persona as a purveyor of joy. He once quipped that laughter is the best medicine, but even the best medicine can't cure everything. Despite these challenges, Hackett's generosity and kindness were well known in Hollywood. He was a mentor to many younger comedians, offering advice and support whenever he could. He had a particular fondness for those who, like him, had come from humble beginnings and worked their way up in the industry. Hackett's legacy as a comedian was matched only by his reputation as a man who genuinely cared for others. Hackett's career spanned more than 5 decades, a remarkable achievement in an industry known for its fleeting fame. He continued to perform stand-up comedy well into his later years, often reflecting on his long career and the many changes he had witnessed in the world of entertainment. His humor evolved with the times, but his core style, rooted in the simple joy of making people laugh, remained unchanged. In the 1980s and 90s, Hackett found a new generation of fans through his voice work and appearances on television shows. He also took on roles that allowed him to show a more serious side, demonstrating the depth of his talent. But no matter the role, Hackett's ability to connect with audiences never waned. He had a way of making people feel like they were in on the joke, creating a bond that transcended the screen. As Hackett entered his 70s, his health began to decline. The once vibrant performer was faced with the realities of aging, including heart problems that would eventually lead to his passing. Despite his health issues, Hackett never lost his sense of humor. Those who visited him in his final years often remarked on his ability to find humor even in the most difficult circumstances. On June 30, 2003, Buddy Hackett passed away in his home in Malibu, California. He was 78 years old. The cause of death was heart disease, a condition he had battled for several years. His passing marked the end of an era, and for many, it felt like losing a close friend. Hackett had been a constant presence in their lives, a source of laughter and joy through the ups and downs. The news of Hackett's death sent ripples through the entertainment industry. Tributes poured in from fellow comedians, actors, and fans who had been touched by his work. They remembered him not just as a comedian, but as a man who brought light into the world through his talent and his humanity. Buddy Hackett's legacy is one of laughter, resilience, and generosity. He was a pioneer in the world of stand-up comedy, a genre that has since become a staple of American entertainment. His ability to connect with audiences through humor was unparalleled, and his influence can be seen in the work of countless comedians who followed in his footsteps. Hackett's films and television appearances continue to entertain new generations, a testament to the timeless nature of his comedy. Whether it was through a well-timed joke or a heartfelt performance, Hackett had a way of making people feel good, a gift that is as rare as it is precious. In addition to his professional achievements, Hackett is remembered for his kindness offstage. He was a man who, despite his own struggles, always made time for others. He understood the power of laughter, not just as a form of entertainment, but as a way to bring people together and make life a little bit easier to bear. Buddy Hackett's life was one of contrasts, between public adoration and private challenges, between the highs of success and the lows of personal struggles. But through it all, he remained true to his calling, to make people laugh. In doing so, he left an indelible mark on the world, one that will be remembered for generations to come. As we look back on Buddy Hackett's life and career, we are reminded of the joy he brought to so many. His story is a celebration of the human spirit, of the ability to find light in the darkest of times, and of the enduring power of laughter. Though he is no longer with us, his legacy lives on in the smiles he left behind, a true testament to a life well lived.